Today we will be instructing the class on how to make lasagna, a customary Italian dish.
Delicious.
Alright, the ingredients needed to make lasagna are 1 pound of ground beef, half a cup of onions, 2 cloves of garlic, 1 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, 1 12-ounce can of tomato paste, 13 ounces of tomato sauce, 2 tablespoons of white sugar, 1 tablespoon of iodized salt, 1/4 a teaspoon of black pepper, 4 tablespoons of parsley, 8 lasagna noodles, half a teaspoon of salt, 2 cups of mozzarella cheese, and 2 cups of Parmesan cheese.
Once you've allowed the meat to thoroughly be cooked and become brown, you add 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes. While you pour that in, you want to stir it in with the meat, and then you add in 12 ounces of tomato paste. Now our friend here is going to provide some assistance while our chef is cooking our delicious lasagna today. He has poured in the 12 ounces of tomato paste, and now the last tomato product that we are going to put in for our delicious lasagna is the 13 ounces of tomato sauce.
Alright, once you've added in all the tomato products, you have to add 2 tablespoons of white sugar, and stir the sugar in. Next you add 1 tablespoon of iodized salt, now you stir that in, and then you add 1/4 a teaspoon of black pepper. Small one. And finally you add 4 tablespoons of parsley. You stir this in until it's all completely conformed.
Now once you've put in all of the tomato-based products, you want to allow it to cook for an hour and a half.
As you're allowing the meat sauce to cook, you turn the stove on to high temperature, and you boil a large pot of water to a boil for the lasagna.
Now once you have allowed your big pot of water to boil, you want to gently place in your lasagna noodles. And I was taught that a circular formation allows the noodles to cook faster. And you want to let the lasagna cook for 8 to 9 minutes.
Alright, once you've allowed the noodles to boil for 8 to 10 minutes, you turn the stove off and allow them to cool.
Once we've allowed the meat sauce to cook for an hour and a half, we want to turn off the stove to prevent any house damages, and then we will start making our lasagna. We have now come to our final step of creating the lasagna, and we are going to start off by having a lasagna base as the first layer. And then we're going to add 2 cups of meat sauce. Delicious. And now we're going to add a layer of mozzarella cheese. 2 cups of mozzarella cheese, to be precise. when you layer the mozzarella cheese, you want to evenly distribute it because you don't want to have more cheese on one side and have a little cheese on the other side, because whoever eats the other side, they're not going to have a very delicious lasagna. And now we're going to add another layer of lasagna noodles. And then we'll add 1 cup of meat sauce. And evenly distribute that. And then we'll finish off by adding 2 cups of Parmesan cheese as the last layer. Beautiful.
Completely assemble the lasagna. You preheat the oven to 375 degrees and allow it to warm for approximately 5 minutes. Once you've allowed the oven to preheat for 5 minutes, you add another pan on top of the lasagna to prevent it from burning, and you insert it into the oven and allow it to bake for approximately 25 minutes.
Once you've allowed the lasagna to cook for 25 minutes, you want to put on your safety glove mittens to prevent yourself from burning and open up the oven. Now you want to take out the lasagna very carefully and be careful to not burn yourself. And you want to take off the pan, the top pan part. Now you want to leave the lasagna in there for another 10 minutes to allow it to cook a little bit more.
Alright, once you've allowed the lasagna to cook for the additional 10 minutes, you take the lasagna out of the oven with your oven mitts and you allow it to cool, and it feeds approximately 8 to 10 people. And then the final step is to cut the oven off so that you don't burn your house down.